So many of you are writing into the show asking what's happening with Alex from the Dr. Phill family. Well, today, you're going to find out. Now, I know most of you have been following Alexandra since she was 15 years old and pregnant. It's been a long and difficult road ever since. Last we heard, Alexandra had a baby born addicted to drugs. Alex has ignored our calls until now. Now, I have a lot to say to Alexandra today, but before I sit down and ask Alex some tough questions, here is some of what you need to know about Alexandra and how we got to this point.
We have 2 daughters. We look great from the outside. Our beautiful, smart, wonderful 15-year-old daughter is expecting a baby. My baby is having a baby.
I always thought that that wouldn't happen to me.
I looked her straight in the face and I said, that's one thing in life that I didn't want was a slut for a daughter.
That just really upset me a lot. If I choose to keep this baby, I will take care of it.
You got a good, clear idea who's going to raise this baby. And I think your feeling is it's going to be you.
Yes.
The truth is, Alexandra didn't get pregnant. This whole family is pregnant.
Coming.
Welcome to the world, little guy. So she did get pregnant again, and it's an 18-month-old little girl. Why are Nathan and Layla with you?
Because Alexandra just isn't able to care for them. She's just making some really bad choices.
Alexandra is currently married to Chris, but says she now wants a divorce. When did things fall apart with Chris?
On our wedding night, he got mad and he pushed me in the kitchen.
You raised your hand to her in
I
anger.
never raised my hand at her.
I am really, really worried about Alexandra.
I need to know what's going on. There's a lot of people saying you're doing drugs.
I'm not doing drugs.
You don't believe that? She's been living with her new boyfriend, Tony, for the last few months, and the family highly disapproves of him. What do you think of him?
I don't like him. He's been in prison, not just jail we're talking about, prison. No high school graduation.
I'm wanting to change your momentum so that the last 5 or 6 years don't predict the next 5 or 6 years. Your husband's in jail and your boyfriend just got out of jail. Does that seem like a bad pattern? Well, you know what? I think you deserve somebody where you don't have to have your utilities turned off. What do you have to tell me?
Well, Tony and I found out that we're having a baby.
You got to understand, there are millions of people in America right now standing up saying, what? You don't have enough money, you don't have enough stability to handle 2 children. You're going to now divide what little money there is by 3.
I didn't have to tell you.
Well, don't you think it eventually would get pretty obvious?
People do it every day.
And it is disastrous.
Every single situation is disastrous.
Of course it's not, but the odds are way against you. We received an email today. He says, and I quote, Alex allows her boyfriend to beat Layla.
What?
There's been a lot of controversy about these bruises on this child. You agreed to take a polygraph about this. Your answer was no. The result was that you were deceptive.
Well, I want to take it again then.
You have a man that has failed a polygraph and has avoided taking it 3 additional times. Are you okay with him not taking it?
He can't read. He can't write. He can't even hardly answer the phone. Oh.
Have you remained 100% drug-free during this pregnancy, or have you had a few slips along the way?
No, I've been drug-free.
Alexandra, she is carrying a child and she's not made the best choices, and there have been times where she has taken medication that she did not have a current prescription for.
If you are wanting to start using prescription drugs for any reason, and that worries you or bothers you, I want you to pick up the phone and call me. We'll figure a way to sort things out and help you along the way. Fair enough?
That sounds like a really nice idea. Thank you.
The last time we saw Alex was when she allowed us to be in the delivery room.
Oh, there he is. It's a boy. Look, he's a perfect size, too. He's a peanut compared to your other babies, isn't he? Congratulations, for your baby. Oh, you just spit it out and that was it? It doesn't stay? Are they going to test it for drugs?
Now, Aaron's worst fears came true just days after Alex gave birth. The baby was moved to a level 1 pediatric care hospital because he was, sadly, born addicted to drugs.
DCF said that the withdrawal was very bad, and they wanted to know if I would take the baby. So I said yes. Today is a shelter hearing. It is a judge confirming that the new baby will be staying here with Marty and I. Alexandra tested positive for drugs. It's a very, very sad thing right now.
That was our last real contact with Alex. Unfortunately, Aaron's prediction about Alex's behavior was correct. In July of last year, Alex and Tony's son, Anthony Michael, was born addicted. I'm sure many of you are wondering what's happened since. Where is Alex living? What is she doing? Is she addicted to drugs? Well, today I plan to get some answers. Finally, after many months of trying, Alex is here. I'm going to meet with Alex because I want people to believe it's never too late. But Alex isn't going to respect me if I tell her what she wants to hear instead of what I really think. What I want from Alex in return is that she tells me the truth. The last time I saw you, you were pregnant.
Uh-huh.
And you actually delivered on July 5th, 6 pounds, 11 ounces.
Yes.
I understand there was a lot of drama at the hospital.
Yes.
What the hell happened?
Can you bring somebody in here to escort my mom out? Why is it you're having me? Because you can't control yourself, Mom. I had a feeling for loss.
I know you did. Number 3. Congratulations on your baby. I hope it's healthy.
Yes.
Are they going to test it for drugs?
You know what? She really does have to go. I'm telling you now. She really does have to.
Do I need to call security?
You need to test the baby for drugs.
Oh my God.
You know what, Sue? It's okay. I think he's a wonderful little child, and he's perfectly fine.
That's why I didn't want her here. She's nothing to me at this point. She's gonna act like that she doesn't deserve. She doesn't deserve anything. She's an arrogant bitch. And for her to come in here and act like that, it's ridiculous.
Did you want your mother there?
I did want my mom there. She's my support.
If she behaves.
Exactly. And we had just talked about that days before. Like literally 3 days before. I'll behave. I'll be there for you, Alexandra. I just want to be there for you and this baby. And I don't understand her sometimes. It makes it really hard for us to have a relationship.
Well, I understand, and I don't know what's fact and what's opinion, so you can tell me as I go through.
Sure.
After arrival, the baby starts to show signs of withdrawal. The baby was transported to Shands Hospital with respiratory distress and suspected sepsis. Then I'm told that on the 8th, 2 days later, DCF received a report from a Florida abuse hotline alleging that the baby is having withdrawals from some type of drug that the mother used during her pregnancy. Oxycontin prescribed to her in 08 due to a car accident was the allegation they said. Were you taking drugs during the pregnancy?
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra out of hiding.
Let me tell you how I see this.
Okay.
I don't like everything that you do. I don't like decisions that you make. I won't kid you about that. But you don't have to like every decision somebody makes to like them and care about them. So I may not like some of your decisions, some of your behavior. That doesn't mean I care about you any less. And I want to be very clear about that.
Okay.
And what I want from you in return is that you tell me the truth,
Okay.
even if it's an ugly truth. If we disagree, Well, if I ask you questions you don't like or whatever, then just say so. But I don't want to go through this ridiculous pattern. If I ask you something that pisses you off, you get up and leave.
I'm sorry, I can't sit here and listen to that. I really can't. I'm done. And I'm so tired of everybody telling me, you did it on purpose, you did it on purpose. I didn't do on purpose.
Are you like a princess or something that nobody can ask you questions? Do you have no accountability at all? If I'm asking you questions and they're making you uncomfortable, I'm not leading up to something. I'm not getting ready to do something to you.
Okay.
You don't have to run away.
Okay.
Just tell me you think I'm full of if you think I'm full of okay.
All right.
You're not going to hurt my feelings. And I just want to talk about this adult to adult. You know you've made a bunch of bad decisions.
Absolutely.
I'm not even here to tell you I told you so. There are a lot of things I've told you that have come to pass exactly the way I said they would, and we got the video footage to prove it. That girl is at risk of getting pregnant again right now. I don't want this to be the beginning of a series of bad circumstances, and I don't want to find you at 25, 28, 30 years old, living in some ridiculous abusive relationship with 3 kids hanging on your leg. You are walking a tightrope because of the custody battles you're in. And Tony is a very high-risk person to be in your life, and you know the risks that come with that.
You're going to lose your children.
No, I'm not.
Nathan's father is going to come after him. Layla's father is going to come after her. They're coming after you. They're coming after your kids. You got pregnant with a guy in a failed relationship. Got pregnant with another guy in a failed relationship. You're now pregnant with a third guy. Is that going to be a failed relationship? Were you taking drugs during the pregnancy?
I can't talk about it.
Why can't you talk about it?
I have a court-ordered gag on the whole entire case. I'm not allowed to discuss case, anything that has to do with the case, the matter of the case, the children.
You say you can talk about it, then I think you can talk about you. You're not talking about the baby. I think you can talk about you. I do know factually that on July 22nd, DCF takes the baby into custody. And on the 27th, the baby was taken off of morphine. And the baby was placed with your parents. And the baby is with your folks now, right?
I have all 3 grandchildren with me, and she does pop in and out occasionally to visit, but it's not very consistent. Marty and I get to be parents again. We have a 7-year-old, an almost 3-year-old, and a 5-month-old baby, and we're busy. We don't get a lot of sleep, and our house is a wreck. Alexandra does not have any idea what it's like to have 3 children. I don't think she really even understands what it's like to have 1 child. What I want for Alexandra more than anything else is for her to get healthy, get her head straight, get her thinking straight, so that she can be the mom that I know she can be. Because in her heart, I know that beautiful daughter of mine is still there. I know she's still in there somewhere.
Did you fail a drug test on August 2nd? I have that you failed a drug test and that Tony had a urine sample that was cold. And so they wrote it up as a failure.
I can't tell you I wasn't there in that room, but yeah, my drug test came up positive for methadone, not methamphetamines. Methamphetamines is meth. Methadone is something prescribed to help people get off of drugs and for pain. I'd like to clarify that. And I'm not happy because my mom's so ignorant, she doesn't know what methadone is. She heard meth and thought I was smoking meth. So then she starts sending me all these anonymous pictures of people on meth with their teeth rotting out of their heads and saying, this is what you're going to look like, and just harassing me.
Why were you on methadone?
Because I was prescribed methadone for pain.
You say she's doing drugs. Do you know what she's doing?
It's a drug called Oxycontin, which was prescribed to her by a doctor when she got in a wreck with her mother's car and totaled it, which has been, good Lord, over a year ago now.
I went to a pain clinic because I was having problems with my back. and I guess I was taking prescriptions, and everybody thought that I was some sort of drug addict because I sought help for my back. But I'm not.
I've seen her stumbling, slurring her words. She's had a dramatic weight loss, and her skin tone isn't healthy.
Are you still taking it?
I have a doctor's appointment coming up, yes. And we're going to discuss options.
Would you have a prescription for it?
Yes, I did have a prescription for it.
Are you addicted to it?
I'm not going to answer that.
Would you have a hard time quitting it?
Yes, I've tried.
With your doctor, he can maybe help you with that in some way.
Yeah.
But you would have a hard time stopping it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to see a doctor.
Yes,
Because some of these things you don't want to stop on your own because you can have bad reactions to it.
You can die from withdrawals.
But if you would have a hard time stopping it and you know it, then you're going to tell your doctor that.
Yes, absolutely.
You do have a back problem.
Mm-hmm.
From 2.5 years ago, you had an accident?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And so across time, you've been prescribed pain meds for that you take.
Mm-hmm.
Have there been times during the last 2.5 years that you think you have taken too many of them?
I mean, my mom's idea of, for me personally, I don't think so. Because I have never been so, as she says, doped out that I can't take care of myself, take care of my, my son or my daughter, or I'm sitting there falling asleep on myself and drool's coming out of my face. I take what's prescribed, what's for pain, for when I have pain.
Does pregnancy make that lower back pain worse or better?
That's excruciating. Labor for me this time was the worst labor I've ever had.
Alex wasn't willing to disclose details about her possible drug abuse during her pregnancy, so I proposed a hypothetical situation for her to discuss. Hypothetically, if you take that kind of pain medication during a pregnancy, not abusing it, just taking it, that will affect the baby. If someone takes that, they take it knowing that the baby may well be addicted and have to be taken off of it.
Yes.
So if someone is taking those, again, I'm talking hypothetically here, if someone's taking those medications by prescription under a doctor's supervision, even though it would affect the baby, I assume the thing that they do is inform the hospital when they go in that they're taking those meds so they know what to anticipate with the baby.
Absolutely.
And hypothetically, if you were taking those, you would inform the hospital, right?
Yes, I would.
You would?
I would.
Coming up.
Tony and I we'll be together 2 years and a month or so.
Okay. Well, now you made a deal not to tell, not
No,
to
we're
lie
separated.
to. Is it possible, even remotely possible, that you're pregnant now?
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra out of hiding.
My fiance, Tony, and I are taking a break. We're trying to figure things out. It's just been really stressful and difficult for us. We haven't really been communicating very well.
Tell me about your relationship with Tony.
Tony and I we'll be together 2 years and a month or so. We're doing okay. I mean, it's been really difficult for us because I've always, I complain constantly about him getting a job, and he does try. It's just, I feel like maybe not hard enough sometimes. And with the way the economy is for both of us, with his background, it's almost impossible for him to get a job.
Aren't y'all broken up right now?
We're separated, yeah.
Okay. Well, now you made a deal not to tell, not to lie to him.
No, we're separated. We still talk. I've talked to him every once in a while.
Because I said, how you doing? Oh, we're doing okay. I mean, your anniversary coming up, and I'm sitting here reading, you're broken up. You had a fight 3 weeks ago.
We are broken up, technically. But I still love and care about him, and he still loves and care about. He still loves me. So.
All right, but tell me the truth.
We're having a hard time.
Okay. What'd you get in a fight about?
Well, it started out. It's really hard for us financially, and it's put a lot of strain on our relationship. I told him, I was like, you're lazy and you never try, and, at that point I just was really frustrated, and I called him a bunch of names, and I said, would you care if I left? And he said, I can't stop you, so no, leave, fine, if that's what you want to do. So I packed up my stuff and left.
Is it possible that this is over between you two?
I don't know.
Have you been calling him?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not taking your calls?
At first he wasn't, no.
I have two things down here in quotes that just warmed the cockles of my heart, actually, that you said this. I'm curious if you really said it.
Okay.
You said, I am sick of taking care of people. I just want somebody to take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in my life, I don't want a man. I want a chance to focus on myself. Did you say that?
I did say that.
That's
I can, like, hear the applause in my head.
Well, I mean, seriously, that's why I say it warms the cockles of my heart, because are you seeing anybody else?
No.
Have you been seeing anybody else? Occasionally?
No, not like that. Like, not like romantically seeking, like, companionship. But, I mean, I've hung out with a group of people.
Are you having sex with anyone?
No, God, no.
Hey, no. Remember, you said you'd tell me the truth.
I will tell you the truth. And no, I'm not.
Are you on any kind of birth control?
No, because my insurance got canceled.
Well, okay, I'm not canceled, and I highly recommend, highly recommend you be on birth control.
Yes.
And not that you plan to have sex, but you sometimes don't plan. But if I make arrangements for you to go get whatever kind of birth control you want, I mean, you whatever you want, will you do that?
I would do that.
Because well, you don't want to have another baby.
No. I do not want any more kids.
You don't.
No, I don't.
want you to have any more kids.
Thank you.
It's wearing me out. And you're the one that's getting pregnant.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get pregnant. Is it possible, even remotely possible, that you're pregnant now?
No.
Are you absolute, drop dead, 100% sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If that's what you say, and you say you're telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Have you had sex with anybody in the last 2 months?
Yeah, I had.
Besides Tony?
Oh, no.
Okay. Do you really want to reconcile with Tony?
I do. But I don't want... I want to be with Tony because I love Tony. I want to be with him because I love him, because he's a great man. But I don't want to compromise what I'm striving for in order just to have him around.
What are you striving for?
I want to go back to school. I really want to be a nurse is my main goal, but I want to start out as a certified medical assistant, so that way I can get my foot into the hospital and, after that start taking some night classes in nursing. And
is there a program you can go to in your area?
Absolutely.
Where are you living right now?
I was sleeping on my friend's couch.
But that gets old.
Yes, it does.
For you and them, I suppose.
Yes. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like inconveniencing anyone.
Somebody said you were, at one point, staying in a trailer without any heat.
I was sleeping in my friend's dad's trailer because his dad had passed away.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not good. No utilities.
No.
Look, this isn't okay. This is not a life for you. We need to change this. Come on, we need to fix this.
That's why I asked for help.
Together. Well, that's why we answered. We need to fix this. This is no way for you to be living. I don't want you living in a trailer with no utilities. Come on. What have you been doing for money? How do you get money?
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra out of hiding.
On top of everything going on, I've also been having, issues with money and stuff like that. I'm not proud of the fact that, I have to ask people for money because I'm almost 23 years old and, currently my living situation has been my friend's couch or a hotel if I can't afford it. I am going from couch to couch, and that's so embarrassing. I'm tired of, everybody just, it's like people say, oh, that's just Alex, or that's just the way she is, and I'm tired of people saying that.
What have you been doing for money? How do you get money?
I have been driving people around. You know, I'll say, give me some gas, shoot me some gas money, or, you know, let me sleep on your couch. You know, stuff like that. I've been bartering. I mean, the other day at the gas station, I sat there with a sign that said, I'm trying to get home. Have no gas.
This is panhandling.
Yeah.
You sat there with a sign at a gas station saying what? Said what?
It said, single mom, ran out of gas, trying to get home. Anything will help. And I just sat there.
Did you get money?
I did. I was able to get to where I was going, yeah.
How much money did you get?
I got about 15, 20 bucks.
People just stopped and said, here?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm not proud of it.
So you're broke, you're homeless, you've lost your kids, Tony's gone. No plan.
Nope.
Well, by God, we have to change that. I want better for you than that. And there comes a point where you got to say, what I'm doing ain't working. I need to do something different. Right? I mean, I need to do something different.
Absolutely.
We'll never forget about the children. Well, let's put them out of the equation for just a minute because we're in the survival mode right now. If you're on drugs, you've got to get off. If you're having pain that is debilitating, we've got to find a way to deal with that so you don't have to be taking the drugs. If you have no marketable skills, then we need to fix that. These are things that seem like, oh my God, I'm worried. You know, Dr. Phill, I'm worried about the next 2 hours, and you're talking about where I'll be next summer. I got to get through the next 2 hours. We have to do both, right? We got to get through the next 2 hours, and we got to make things where this time next summer, you have your own place, you have your children, you have. I personally don't want some guy living off of you in the process. We'll talk about that later, but you have to understand this is not acceptable. You shouldn't accept this from yourself. We can get out of this, Alex. We can turn this around. This isn't about your mother and y'all bickering. This is about you, regardless of what happens with her. And maybe the best place for those children right now is with her. Because if they were with you, they would be in a trailer with no utilities.
Exactly.
They would be jammed up in the middle of a truck because you're giving somebody a ride for $10. Right now, at least they're safe, they're warm, they're dry, they're fed, they're loved.
Absolutely.
Okay? That gives you a chance to get some traction. But while they're there, if you're not getting traction, then time's just clicking off. That's what we have to change. But you cannot get pregnant.
No.
You cannot get pregnant.
No.
Where are you with Chris?
Chris and I are talking. I want to have a civil relationship with him.
Have you seen him lately?
You know how he is. He always wants more.
I always love her with all my heart. And, you know, in the back of my mind, subconsciously, I knew that one day that there was a chance that we could get back together and raise our family. So you're telling me she come out here today and says she does not love me, has no love for me?
That's exactly what she's saying.
I care about you as Layla's father. I am in love with Tony, and you need to accept that, Chris.
Well, Chris, come back and sit down.
I'm done. Want to get this on film to the wedding ring? You, Aaron? I'm about the wedding ring. To America. Ha!
Did y'all just hang out somewhere? Where'd you meet him?
He works at a bar, so...
So you hung out with him where he works?
Yeah.
At a bar? And he wants what?
Chris wants a relationship. He loves me. He says he loves me, but that's not what I want. I don't want to be with Chris. I don't have feelings for him that way.
He was visiting the baby and everything?
Yeah, I know, yeah. He sees Layla every weekend.
How often are you seeing the kids?
Tony and I are supposed to see the baby at a visitation center on Thursdays. The past couple weeks it hasn't really worked out.
Didn't Tony miss the last one?
Yes.
He didn't show up?
Nope.
And you go to your mom's house on Sunday and see them?
I wish I could see them more, but right now, that's all. This is all I can commit to. And, you know, sometimes I just don't have the funds to get up there.
But the visitation center's in your little community. It has to be supervised. Yes. So there's a supervisor there that allows you and him both to come in.
Yes.
And then you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
For what, a couple hours, 3 hours?
We get 2 hours with the baby.
2 hours. If you just make a list and say, okay, let me take stock and see where I am. I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm homeless.
Yes.
Tony's gone.
Uh-huh.
I've lost the kids. I have to be supervised to even be in the same room with them.
Yes.
And I got no plan. And that's where we are.
That's where we're at.
Now we got to talk about where we're going, right?
Coming up.
How does it feel to carry a baby inside for 9 months and the minute it's born, have it ripped out of your arms and taken away?
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra out of hiding.
My relationship with my mom right now, you know, she is nice to me when I'm here, but we really don't talk. She says she doesn't know what to say to me. Can't talk to her about what's going on because she's just so judgmental. And my dad just does whatever my mom says, so I barely ever talk to him anymore. And my sister, I tried to call her, but it's like I don't have anybody to talk to.
How you getting along with your mother?
Mom.
And you know I love your mother.
Yes, I do.
And your dad. And I am so thankful to God that they are there to take care of those children, or they would be in the foster care system.
Yes, they would.
And you got to thank them for that.
And I do.
They're on their second family.
Yep.
How you getting along with your mother on a day-to-day basis? You go over there on Sunday.
It all depends on what happened that day. What, you know, I'd never know what I'm getting. I have no idea. Sometimes I call my mom and everything's fine. The next day I call and it's, you know.
Well, you can be a little moody yourself.
Yes, but
You just lost your license recently.
I was driving on the beach after hours, and so I got a ticket. Didn't get taken care of, so I lost my license.
Because you had an outstanding ticket?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have it back now?
No.
So you can't drive? What do we have to do to get your license back?
Since I lost my license, I lost insurance on my truck. I had to pay the ticket and pay a $90 reinstatement fee.
Okay, you got to pay a reinstatement fee, pay the ticket, and
get
proof of insurance.
Yes.
Does the truck run?
Yes, absolutely.
If right now I could wave a magic wand and those 3 kids were back with you, you're not equipped to handle them right now, are you?
Not right now.
How does it feel to carry a baby inside for 9 months and the minute it's born, have it ripped out of your arms and taken away?
It kind of makes me want to say, honestly, it makes me want to say, everybody, screw you, and I'm going to go and, you know, there's nothing else. Those are what I live for. Those are my kids.
We've got a lot to work out. This doctor that you're going to see about your medication, do you need to get off that?
I don't think it changes my life that much to where I'm incapable of taking care of my children or being aware or being alert.
You should see a back specialist because, I mean, if it's causing you that much trouble at this age, trust me, it's going to get worse. Because I worry, this is just my opinion, having never met him or her, I worry about a doctor that continues to prescribe you addictive medicines when you're pregnant. And I don't doubt that people get in situations where they need pain management. But I worry about a doctor that continues to give you prescriptions for pain medications, knowing the baby's going to be addicted, and knowing that that can create huge health problems for the baby. I don't know what the guy's thinking.
Coming up.
When I asked you if you thought there was even a remote possibility you could be pregnant, your words said no. Everything else about you said, God, I hope not.
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra out of hiding.
When you were 15 and you were pregnant and you had Nathan, shortly thereafter, you confided in me with the understanding that I wouldn't repeat it to your parents at the time, which I did not, that you were having sex again, not too terribly long after that. A couple of months or something, at your house.
I remember that.
And I spend half of my time hearing what isn't said. You know, I read how people say what they say. And when I ask you if you thought there was even a remote possibility you could be pregnant, your words said no. Everything else about you said, God, I hope not. Now, are you worried you might be pregnant?
No.
Listen, I know you're the last person in the world that wants to get pregnant, but I'm worried that you think you might be.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
Would you like to know?
I'm
for sure?
okay.
Wait, because we have to know these things. If we're going to make a plan moving forward.
Okay, well, when I get back home, I will take a pregnancy test and take a picture and send it to you.
But tomorrow, we're going to take you to the doc, right? And get you birth control and all of that. So you don't have to worry about this. I want you on birth control. You want to be on birth control, right? So you don't have to worry about it.
That's exactly.
But for God's sakes, let's have you protected. Alex has lost custody of her children. She doesn't have a roof over her head, and she has been panhandling for money. She certainly has her work cut out for her. Now, on Monday, I'm going to sit down with Alex again to hear more about her daily struggles.
Monday, the Dr. Phill family continues.
You never, ever, 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 ever offer me anything. I take care of your children. Right, thank you.
We take the cameras inside Alexandra's life.
I don't want your help.
I don't think I would say that somebody raising 3 of my children.
What did I do wrong?
She's an absent mom.
That's 3 weeks that you didn't see the children.
But the time for excuses.
My mom makes me feel like she does a better job than I do.
Is over.
I think you're a drug addict.
That's Monday.
What is it that I don't know that could possibly be worse than you being a drug addict? You're a prostitute?
Trust me, you do not want to miss that. Now, let me remind you, there are 3 innocent children caught in a mess of custody battles and new drug allegations. So I have a commitment to this family. Alex did her best to avoid answering my questions about possible drug abuse, but don't think she's pulling the wool over my eyes. I get it. I do believe she is addicted to pain medication, and when the time is right, you can rest assured I will bring it up again. Now, Alex has rejoined the Dr. Phill community, so be sure to log on to drphill.com, sign up, and read her personal post. There are still a lot of questions. This is an ongoing process. We're going to continue to follow Alex, not only in her meetings with me, but also in her daily life at home. Remember, the children hang in the balance, so stay tuned. See you next time.
I decided to go to Planned Parenthood this morning to get birth control. But if I get fat, I'm going to sue for damages. I got mine depot shot to prevent pregnancy for the next 3 months. I'm kind of excited about it. They gave me a pregnancy test, and I passed with flying colors. You know, it's always nice, you know, to know that you're not pregnant, like, for sure. And so now I'm good for till March.
We take the cameras inside Alexandra's life.
I don't want your help.
I don't think I would say that somebody raising 3 of my children.
What did I do wrong?
She's an absent mom.
That's 3 weeks that you didn't see the children. Do you think you'll ever have your children back?
But the time for excuses.
My mom makes me feel like she does a better job than I do.
Is over.
I think you're a drug addict.
What is it that I don't know that could possibly be worse than you being a drug addict? You're a prostitute?
The Dr. Phill message boards lit up last week after my first sit down with Alexandra from the Dr. Phill family. Now, after reaching out to Alex for months, she finally responded. Here's what's happened so far.
I went to a pain clinic because I was having problems with my back. And I guess I was taking prescriptions, and everybody thought that I was some sort of drug addict because they sought help for my back. But I'm not.
Have you remained 100% drug-free during this pregnancy, or have you had a few slips along the way?
No, I've been drug-free.
Alexandra.
Oh, there he is. It's a boy. Look, he's a perfect size, too. Are they going to test it for drugs? She really does have to. Do I need to call security? You need to test the baby for drugs. Oh, my God.
The baby was moved to a level 1 pediatric care hospital because he was, sadly, born addicted to drugs.
Today is a shelter hearing. It is a judge confirming that the new baby will be staying here with Marty and I.
My fiance, Tony, and I are taking a break. We're trying to figure things out. It's like I don't have anybody to talk to.
Did you fail a drug test?
Yeah, my drug test came up positive for methadone, not methamphetamines. My mom's so ignorant, she doesn't know what methadone is. She heard meth and thought I was smoking meth.
Are you still taking it?
I have a doctor's appointment coming up, yes.
You would have a hard time stopping it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been doing for money?
I mean, the other day at the gas station, I sat there with a sign that said, I'm trying to get home, have no gas.
This is panhandling.
I'm not proud of the fact that, I have to ask people for money. Currently, my living situation has been my friend's couch.
So you're broke, you're homeless, you've lost your kids, Tony's gone. No plan.
No.
There comes a point where you gotta say, what I'm doing ain't working. After the taping, she let our cameras follow her around. Now today, I'm meeting with her again to talk about my concerns. I worry that Alex may not be taking the necessary steps to get her life in order, and I want to make sure that she stays focused. Yeah, I've got real simple goals. I want you safe. I mean, that's above everything else. I want you safe. I want you healthy. And I want you moving forward towards whatever you decide is important in your life. Are you staying at the hotel down there by yourself?
Some days I do, and then some days Tony comes and stays with me.
Since the last time I left Dr. Phill in LA, I've been living in this motel room. Would you like to see my humble abode? This is my dining room table with the finest table and chairs. My dresser / flat screen television that has perfect reception. My kitchen. This is my clothing. I have 2 beds to choose from. My bathroom, complete with ironing board and iron. And my shower. It's better than nothing.
Well, when we talked last time, one of the things that was music to my ears, you said, for the first time in my life, I don't want a relationship with a man. So how's he worming his way back in?
I'm still working towards my goals. I don't let him stop me in any kind of way.
My goal is to do what I need to do to get into a house and get my stuff together. And if Tony wants to be a part of that, then he can show me that he's ready to be a part of that, and we can talk about it. But if not, I'm not gonna chase him, and I'm not gonna push. This is the first time in my life where I'm just like, screw it. I want to be able to, be on my own, just worry about me and my kids.
So he's been staying with you some?
Yes, not every day, but some days, yeah.
Now, you wound up in the emergency room recently?
Yeah.
You went once for asthma and once for kidney stones? Yeah. How'd you get home?
Chris came and got me.
But you asked Tony to come and get you and he wouldn't do it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yesterday, I ended up having to go to the emergency room with 2 really bad kidney stones. I had to have someone that was going to be there to take care of me, and I tried to reach out to Tony, and he didn't answer his phone, so I ended up having to call somebody else. I called a friend of mine that I know I can count on.
Alex and I have been talking since a little over a week ago. when she called me because she was down on her luck and she needed somebody that she could trust, somebody she can talk to, you know. I love her to death, you know. I would do anything in the world for her.
Chris was the last person that I really wanted to ask for help because I don't want a relationship with him and he always wants more. And I don't want that. So he's took care of me last night and brought me to his house, and I appreciate it.
Just 3 days ago, we were arguing, you know. She wanted nothing to do with me. Then I get a phone call last night from her, from Alex, asking me to come get her from the hospital. And I'm an hour and a half away, and guess what I did? I dropped everything and I went and got her. You know, I brought her here. Alex has been in bed for the past, you know, since last night.
You don't strike me as the kind that if you need somebody to step up and they don't, you seem to me to be one that would have a pretty good memory for that.
Don't get me wrong, it did hurt my feelings, and calling Chris was kind of like, haha, screw you, you know. If you won't come get me, and there's somebody else that will, but, you know, Tony brought me flowers, and he apologized.
There are commonalities among some of the guys you associate with. Chris and Tony, for example, they've both been in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them have very suspicious history with drug and alcohol abuse. Both of them seem to lack a certain traction in life in terms of like having cars and jobs and being self-sufficient and taking care of their children. Do you ever think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think you're willing to accept that?
Because through all the bad stuff, Tony is a good person.
Tony's sitting in my hotel room. He came by last night. I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, I told him, I was like, I'm looking at houses, and if you want to make things work between us, then get your ass up and get a job. We are at my mom's house, and we're going to see the kids. Spending the last couple days with Tony has been interesting. We've had a lot to talk about. Yes, we were there Friday all day. I won't lie. But when the Firebird is not there, he is not there. Well, we both want to be together, but like I said, I really want him to get a job. And I'm going to stand strong by that, I think. He did clean my room, and he made me breakfast.
There are good people that don't have all the bad stuff, too. I mean, most people have a good side, but if it comes with a big helping of bad side, then that can bite you. And I wonder if you have any idea why you settle for male companionship that has a negative history. Why do you think you do that?
Coming up.
So where's Tony? Should I check the jail records?
No, I already called.
Tony's got a child that he's seen twice, 3 times in 6 months. You seem to have a very low standard of who you let into your life.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phill.
Did you post on MTV's Bully Beatdown to elicit somebody to beat this guy up?
My oldest daughter's been brainwashed.
I am not brainwashing my children.
How did the youngest refer to him as Bad Daddy?
She did get arrested.
I am a good mother.
Somebody here is blatantly lying, and I am going to get to the truth.
Then on Wednesday, a bossy husband tries to control Dr. Phill.
You should go to Guantanamo Bay where the other psychologists are torturing prisoners.
You may bully her with that, but you ain't going to bully me with it.
That's Wednesday. We now return to the Dr. Phill family, Alexandra's excuses.
Why do you think you date at the end of the continuum where people seem to be in pretty frequent conflict with authorities and seem to not be getting traction in life in terms of pulling their own weight?
I guess growing up, that was really just the social group that I hung out with.
If a professional asked you out, would you go? Someone that had gotten themselves an education, owned their own home, owned their own car, had good credit, no criminal history, whatever. Would you go out with someone like that?
If I was completely done with Tony and like that was it, then I would consider that. But I don't know, I guess I kind of want to try to make things work between him and I for the baby's sake, because I don't want
the baby to grow up like Layla and Nathan.
You got to admit, Tony's a compromised player, right? I mean, he's got a child that he's seen, what, twice, 3 times in 6 months?
I don't know.
Well, I do know. He's seen him 2-3 times in 6 months.
Okay. The reason that Tony can't come and see the baby here at my mom's house is because they don't get along, of course. And I think it would be really hard for both of them, my mom and Tony, you know, to be civil.
He smokes like a freight train. He's been in prison. Not just jail we're talking about, prison. No high school graduation.
How do you get along with her children?
I love her kids.
Okay, guys, I have to go. I'm sorry. I cannot sit here and act like Tony is Mr. Perfect.
You know in your heart that that man has touched your daughter inappropriately and hurt her, and you're going to stay with him? You've got to be kidding me. He can't read, he can't write, he can't even hardly answer the phone, and you're going to sit there and defend this man whom you have to speak for, you have to work for. He brings in no income whatsoever. He drives your truck around like he owns it. I am furious. Oh.
That's just my mom. She doesn't like anybody, you know. She really doesn't like anybody. She doesn't even like me. I do want to get back together with Tony. I'd love to. I want to raise our family together, but I want more than just, you know, plain ordinary just to get by. You know, I want there to be more than that.
So where's Tony?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Should I check the jail records?
No, I already called.
Oh. Oh, he's just
I call
gone?
every day.
You mean he's just totally disappeared?
No, I'm sure.
I mean, do you know where he is and you're not telling me?
No, I think I know where he is, but he won't answer the phone to confirm where he is. People tell me where he is, but...
Then he took off because he's mad at you?
No, I left.
Oh.
Because we got into... I told you this yesterday, because we got into a fight.
You seem to have a very low standard of who you let into your life. I just don't think you know what it's like to have a relationship with someone that treats you with dignity and respect, takes care of you, protects you, supports you. I think you cheat yourself out of that. And you deserve that. You're worthy of that, but you settle for less than that. But I mean, you know what a good, hard-working man, like your father, for example, he's what I'm talking about. He's a professional. Does it make you uncomfortable me talking about this? Why?
I don't know. I mean, I just... But I don't know if I deserve something like that.
The thing is, it's even hard for me to be nice to you. I mean, I say things about you that I wish you said to yourself, and that's hard to hear. Why is it hard for you to hear positive things about yourself?
I guess because it's like hard for me to hear that, because I don't know if I believe it.
You clearly could have a completely different life than what you have right now. But you make choices that keep you in the alley. Isn't it true that in the last few weeks there have been times that you actually slept in your truck?
Yeah.
A normal day for me would be go to sleep 12:30, 1 o'clock. I get up about 9:30, 10, get dressed, do my hair, makeup. They serve breakfast here from like 6 to 10, so I usually like load up on food, grab some oatmeal mixes and like grits and make a couple waffles up there and just usually save them for the rest of the day. Tony's been working with his dad, so he usually leaves here about 7:30. I'm using like a Mac until like 4:35. So I'm usually here by myself. If I have something to do, I go do it, or hang out here and watch TV and do crossword puzzles. It's not too exciting. I have to wash my clothes in the bathtub, so I try to do laundry at least once a week. It's rather aggravating and irritating. Usually to make ramen noodles, I boil the water in the coffee pot. It's not always the best tasting, but that's okay. Tomorrow I have an appointment to sign up for school and get everything registered and find out what else I need to do in order to get things going. I am not quite sure where I would be if I didn't have this hotel to stay in. It probably wouldn't be good.
You have 3 children. You have virtually no relationship with them or being raised by somebody else, and you couldn't afford them if they were handed to you, right? Isn't there a part of you that says, Dr. Phill, I will do anything, whatever it takes. If you're telling me I can get my life back, I can get out of the alley, out of the gutter, out of the truck, I can have a good, healthy life with my children, wouldn't you do that?
Yes.
But you don't. Let me ask you this. Where do you think this is headed, your life, this being your life? I mean, on the track you're on now, and be brutally honest. I mean, where do you think this is headed?
Coming up.
He doesn't sleep at night. And do you know who gets up with him?
You always have to just push it. Just pour salt in my open little wound. Oh, you just have to make sure that I know what you go through.
So much drama.
We are in crisis mode here.
So many emotions.
I don't know what's real anymore.
Get ready for an unforgettable February on Dr. Phill.
You're going to meet families who have some shocking revelations.
A marriage in crisis.
There's this controlling, obsessed trust issue that he has.
Are you out of control with your jealousy?
I don't want to do this anymore.
A daughter in trouble.
Have you threatened to kill your father?
Yeah. My dad hits me brutally.
It was getting to where I was going to do something that I would regret.
You already have.
A family in turmoil.
I believe my granddaughter was molested by her father.
You have no facts. You're nothing but a liar. I'm not going to allow her to take him away from my kids.
Real people.
I'm not trying to say you're an evil person, but you are a sick person.
Memorable stories.
You don't want to miss any of the great shows. That, I guarantee you will never forget.
Unforgettable February on Dr. Phill. We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra's excuses.
Where do you think this is headed, this being your life?
Well, for me, I mean, I have everything I need for school except the piece of paper from my mom, which I will have that, and I will be attending classes this time next week.
I just got back from the second school that I looked at. I could have been registered and have been ready to start class on Monday, but I needed a simple tax information paper from my mom, and she is too busy to grab it and fax it really quick. Now I run the risk of not fitting into the class because she wants to be a pain in the ass.
Hopefully I'll be in a nice house that I can afford soon.
Right.
And just trying to get myself together one step at a time.
We are here at the house that I was looking at for rent. It's a little expensive and it's a little bit small. You know, it might be great for one person, but, you know, I'm hopefully going to be having my son here with me. So I just don't know if it's going to work. This is house number 2. This one is $800 a month as well, but it's 3 bedrooms and only 1 bath. Looks more like a soup kitchen on the inside than it should be. There's absolutely no carpet in any of it. It's this really bad tile flooring. I know I can't be picky, beggars can't be choosers, but if
I'm going to pay that much money to live somewhere, I at least want to like it.
There was one stretch recently that was 22 days that you didn't get to see the children. What do you think about that?
I don't have an excuse.
What do you say to yourself about that? That's 3 weeks that you don't see your children. And they're available for you to see.
I know. My mom makes me feel like she does a better job than I do. Every time I'm here, you want to freaking yell at me and tell me what a piece of I am and hold me accountable, as you say.
Alexandra, the last few times you've been over here, I have held my tongue. This is the first time.
Do you know how much it hurts my feelings when you tell me you don't know what to say to me?
I do know what I want to say.
Right,
I don't
okay.
know how to say it.
Right, when you tell me that you don't know what to say to me because you just want to call me out and tell me all these things, right? But yet you can't sit there.
And what? And what?
Never mind.
This is exhausting. This is really exhausting. And I have to tell you, Alexandra, that little boy over there, he doesn't sleep at night. And do you know who gets up with him? Do you know that when he first came home and going through withdrawal, he was up every 20 minutes?
Right, those are things you always have to tell me, huh? You always have to just push it. Just pour salt in my open little wound, huh? You just have to make sure that I know what you go through, huh?
Okay.
I was there every single day he was in the hospital. Every day. I know what happened and I know what he went through. You don't have to tell me anything.
Do you remember when we were in counseling and you just stopped coming?
No, because everybody wanted to tell me that it's all my fault.
Do you accept responsibility for anything?
Nope, no, that's it. I don't accept responsibility for anything.
Do you think you'll ever have your children back?
I want my children back, but I know that when it comes to Layla and Nathan, that's up to my mom.
Well, there was something recently that I saw that really disturbed me for you. And I want to show you what I'm talking about and get you to comment on this.
Tomorrow is Layla's play, and she's been practicing for the past 2 weeks. I put everything I got in my pocket. Alex won't show up to Layla's play.
Plan for tomorrow. I will probably wake up. Not sure what time I'm going to wake up. Depending on how I feel, I'm going to do my very best to go and see my daughter sing in a play. But I still haven't passed my kidney stones, and every time I move, my bladder feels like I have somebody sticking a knife and just twisting it. So, hopefully I want to go and see my kids. At least my daughter perform and sing, so it means a lot to me.
I'm going to try to pick her up and take her to see the recital. I'll see you there then, Chris?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on my way.
All right, bye.
What?
You coming?
No.
Why not?
I don't feel good.
You sure? You want to go to Layla's first recital?
No.
Yeah, I wanted Alex to be here. You know, this is Layla's first recital, and her mommy's not here. And I know how much Layla misses her mommy, you know, and there's nothing I can do about it. I've been texting Alex all morning trying to coach her into coming. It breaks my heart knowing that Alex isn't at Layla's first recital, meaning that she's sick on drugs. You know, she ain't got no drugs, so she can't show up. It hurts because I know Layla's missing her mommy. Layla needs her mommy, you know, and all Alex has right now is the drugs.
I don't have an excuse.
Coming up.
I'm asking you, respect me enough to call him Anthony what I mean to him.
I'm not here, can I tell him, Uncle?
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra's excuses.
Layla's thing went really well. My mom called and let me know that it went really good.
feel like a jackass for missing my daughter's first play, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's better for them if they don't see me. Makes it easier for them to go on with their day when they don't have to cry and scream when I leave. I know it sounds like an excuse, but that's how I feel.
What do you think about that?
I wish that everybody watching that could feel how I felt that morning, because I honestly couldn't move. I wanted to go to Layla's thing. I wanted to see her.
You said in that tape that you think it's better for them if they don't see you.
That's how I feel. That's how my mom makes me feel. I mean, every time I'm there, it's an argument with her. I spend more time arguing with my mom than I do seeing my kids.
You do fight with your mom, because they showed me a piece of tape about that. Let's look at that and then I'll talk about it.
I am not going to enable you anymore, Alexandra.
You don't enable me in the first place. Mom, you don't offer me anything. You never, ever, 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 ever offer me anything.
What do you mean, cash? I'm sure not going to give you cash.
Exactly, so don't even sit there and pretend like, you do all these things for me, because you don't do
I take care of your children.
Right, thank you.
I don't think I would say that somebody raising 3 of my children.
Of course. I mean, no offense, but you guys always show just me making me look bad.
We don't have a lot to choose from sometimes. Let me tell you how wrong-headed I think it is for you to think that your children are better off if they don't see you. You're their mother. And don't ever think that they're better off if they don't see you, because that's just wrong. It's not true. They're better off if they do see you. You love them, you care about them. They need that in their life. You can be a great mom to those kids if you get in a situation where you can, but you've got to keep the relationship going until you get yourself where you're able to do that. And I hate that you and your mother go back and forth like that. I hate for the kids to hear that. You guys are like, just gas and fire.
Alexandra gets really frustrated with me because I call the baby Michael and not Anthony, because I really do not like Tony, his father, at all.
His name's Anthony. He's named after his father. He's his father's first child. I know that's hard for you. It's not like I'm calling him little Tony. I'm calling him Anthony. I don't know who Michael is. I didn't name him Anthony Michael to call him Michael. Right. Just like you didn't name me Alexander Marie to call me Marie, did you?
No.
Didn't think so. It's disrespectful and it hurts my feelings.
No, wait a minute. You have people call you Alex.
That's different.
How's that
He wants to be called Tony. That's different. That's still Anthony. If I wanted his name to be Michael, I would have named him Michael. Okay? But his name is Anthony.
Your children are having a hard time calling him Anthony.
Hard time with that because
they don't like the name.
No, because you started calling him Michael when you brought him home, so that's what they knew to call him. You said they don't like it. You don't like it.
You're not there.
See, Mom, I'm asking you, respect me enough to call him Anthony what I named him. You don't like it when people call me Alex because you named me Alexandra, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
When you're not here, can I tell him Michael?
No, honey, we have to call him Anthony, okay?
I don't like you.
I know that, but we're going to. All right? Because that's his name, really.
I want to call him Michael.
We're going to call him Anthony.
Tell him Michael. I'm not here, can I tell him Michael?
You can call him whatever you want to, Layla.
How do you get along with Layla when y'all are together?
When it's just her and me?
Yeah.
Or fine. I mean, she tells me, she constantly hugs on me, tells me she loves me.
How does that feel to you?
It makes me feel good. And then again, it makes me feel really bad because I know that when I leave, she cries and it makes me upset. I don't want her to be upset.
I see the kids usually on Sundays. I'm entitled to 3 visits with the baby, but with my mom's schedule, it's not working. And, you know, it's 3 times a week for Tony and I, not just me.
I try to tell your children, you know, Mommy's going to come and see you, but I don't want to tell them you're coming to see them until you're actually here. It kills your kids when you say you're going to be here and you're not, because they think it's their fault. Nathan thinks he's done something to drive you away. Layla cries. Please tell me what I should tell Layla now.
Tell her whatever you want to tell her, Mom.
Well, this is what I tell Layla. I tell Layla that your mommy loves you very much, and she wants to be with you. She's just kind of sick right now, and she's working to get better. And when she gets better, you can be with her.
Oh, but you let her see her who doesn't have any rights at all.
I let Cheryl and Joey.
Yeah, well, they leave her alone with Chris, who used to beat out of me, but you still let that happen.
And why didn't you go back to Chris's house then if he's so bad?
Because I had nowhere else to go.
You could have come here. You could have come here. You know that.
Why?
You know that.
I don't want your help.
Coming up.
What is it that I don't know that could possibly be worse than you being a drug addict? You're a prostitute?
I think you're a drug addict.
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra's excuses.
There are many obstacles in your way, and I see them very clearly. Do you want to know what I think they are? Do you want to tell me what you think they are?
Tony?
He's a representative of a category, yes.
Okay. Motivation. My relationship with my mom.
You know what really hurts me the most is that I have no idea where you fell off the road. I think it's when you hooked up with Tony, but maybe it was before that. But all I see is my beautiful daughter, my 22-year-old daughter, who is probably going to be dead within a year if she keeps doing what she's doing. And that breaks my heart. What happened? What did I do wrong? Raising this little girl, that she is now somebody that doesn't care about anything at all. What is it that you don't want to tell me? You're not pregnant again. That's a good thing. What else, Alexandra? What else could there be? I already know you take drugs. What is it that I don't know that could possibly be worse than you being a drug addict? You're a prostitute?
You hit the nail right on the head.
I mean, I to be perfectly honest, Alexandra, it wouldn't surprise me if you did do some really low things to get what you need.
Of course.
Well, you've admitted to panhandling. Why are you not choosing a life to be around your children? Are you so dead inside that it just doesn't matter anymore? I mean, truly, Alexandra, are you so dead inside that it just doesn't matter?
No.
And where's all your stuff?
At Tony's mom's.
In the trailer that Tony lives in?
No. In tarps, underneath tarps in her yard.
Your stuff is in Tony's yard under tarps?
Yeah.
Who is going to move it?
Your father.
Your dad would probably help you. Alexandra, you can't have it both ways. You can't roll your eyes and act like nobody helps you. When people offer you to help you, you roll your eyes. I don't want their help.
Your relationship with your mother? You can do what I want you to do if you never see her again ever in the history of the world. I think it would be wonderful if you did, but she is not a requirement for you doing well. Motivation? I just think you're confused. I don't think you know where to start. I think you want better, but I think you don't know how to start. I think you have a problem with your self-worth. That's the first new item I would put on there. I think you've just decided that you're just forever going to be living on the edge, hand to mouth, wondering what's going to happen next. And because you are so attractive, every loser in the world is going to come around you like moth to a flame. And, you know, they're going to catch you in weak moments, and there you are. I think that is a self-worth issue that has to be resolved. It has to be dealt with. I think you're a drug addict.
Coming up.
We've run out of those pain meds before, and that gets tough.
Are you smoking PCP, meth, heroin?
I'm smoking PCP.
Well, what are you smoking?
I'm not smoking anything.
We now return to the Dr. Phill family. Alexandra's excuses.
Do you know that this little guy right here has not been healthy since he's been home from the hospital at 1 month of age? He has to sleep next to me so that I can hear him breathing, because he has to do a breathing treatment twice a day, at least. He is sick. He has problems. And some days he's really sick.
You think that I have a problem because you don't... Okay, never mind.
Marty, do you think she has a problem with drugs? Please answer that question.
Yes.
Well, what's a boat?
What's a what?
A boat.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, when you smoke a boat. You know, with the tin foil and the lighter and the glass
What are you
pipe.
talking about?
Ooh, your face is turning red.
You're embarrassing me.
Well, that's
When did I
pretty-
talk about a boat?
To somebody else.
Okay. You mean to Chris, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he said you needed a lighter so you could smoke a boat.
What?
Am I not saying that right?
No, Mom.
Oh.
And I didn't say anything like that to him. So.
Are you smoking PCP, meth, heroin?
I'm smoking PCP.
Well, what are you smoking? when
I'm
you
not
do that?
smoking anything.
Do you not think that we realize what's going on, Alexandra? Really? Do you really think that we have no idea?
Mom, could you stop? Because I'd like to spend some time with my son without you, like, bickering and bitching.
I'm not bickering, Alexandra. I just want you to get help.
I think you're a drug addict. I think it's prescription drugs. You know, you're not shooting up heroin on the street corner, but I think you're addicted to drugs. And so I think that robs you of your motivation, and because of the addiction, you are driven to service the addiction. You have to get the pills or whatever so you don't go into withdrawal, and so you become very survival based. There's not one thing on the list that we can't deal with. And first and foremost is your self-worth. I mean, Alexandra, you're so much better than you tell yourself. You can change this. Do you believe what I'm saying? I mean, I don't mean it emotionally, you accept it, but I mean logically, intellectually, can you see the logic of what I'm telling you?
Yes.
What pain are you dealing with now? Just your back? Where is it in your back?
It's in my neck and in the lower part of my spine.
And you're on pain meds for that, right? And you've run out of those pain meds before, and that gets tough. And you think you're addicted to oxycodone?
Next time with the Dr. Phill family.
I know that you are an addict.
You say I need rehab. I don't.
Inside Alexandra's prescription drug use.
Why did you go to a doctor 112 miles from your house?
This is for pain.
They give you 2 bottles of that?
Yeah, because one has a count and then the rest has another count.
It's time
This has derailed your life.
for a wake-up call.
You know what I think? You need to be detoxed. You're addicted to prescription drugs.
But her reaction
I am not a crackhead, and that's how you're treating me. I'm done. I don't want your help anymore.
puts her back on the street.
I think Alexandra has stooped to some really low level to get money to get drugs.
My fear is that she could die before we can get to it. I bet, like most of you, I believe Alex has made really poor choices with the men in her life and with her children. But what I'm most concerned about right now is her possible drug abuse. Next week, I plan to drill down on her prescription drug use because I truly believe that there is an addiction to pain pills that is getting in her way. Now, both Aaron and Alex have rejoined the Dr. Phill community, so be sure to log on to drphill.com. Sign up and read their personal posts. We'll see you next time.
I just feel like we're just going around and around with the same stuff all the time. We're not getting anywhere. She and I are not getting anywhere.
You need to tell Alexandra how much you love her as much as you tell her that she's a drug addict.
I do tell her I love her.
I don't think you realize saying it and actually showing it is like day and night, okay?
So, I don't understand. Tell me. I mean, I gave her a hug when she came in. I gave her a hug when she left and told her I love her. And I tell her that all the time. I don't understand.
When I break down and cry in front of Alexandra, I literally break down and cry and tell her how much I love her. You, on the other hand, I don't...
Marty, she's done so much to me.
Well, you know what? It's not about what she's done to you, okay?
It's not?
No.
So I should
You're her parents. We are her parents.
It hurts.
Of course it hurts, and it will always hurt until the day we die. And when we're in heaven, we'll probably still be pissed at the things that they do. Okay?